To Republic Light chat box. How are you tonight? We are good here, especially that I have a special guest with us, and his name is Marvin Boguslawski. Did I say that right?
Perfect.
Awesome.
Spoken like a true Polak.
Thank you. So tonight we are going to find out a lot about him, and he is running for Congress, if I'm not mistaken.
U.S. Congress, yes.
Yes, and those of you that have any questions, you can look up some more information that we'll have about him and some other candidates as well on republiclight.org, www.republiclight.org. So tell me, Marvin, how is it that you got involved into politics?
Well, just recently, right? So my whole life I've liked politics. I studied politics, but I never was involved. And so late summer, last fall, my daughter's in college now, so I'm a single dad, empty nester, so I have some free time.
Okay.
So I went to a Faith and Freedom conference up in Mount Airy with a bunch of pastors and candidates were talking about politics and stuff. And of course, things are going, to me, downhill real fast right now. And so I'm, by trade, I'm an engineer in corporate America, solving waste my whole life, right?
Okay.
I've always had a fantasy for 20 years. Take my skills from corporate America, where I saved millions of dollars, and apply it to the government and save billions of dollars.
Exactly.
It was a fantasy that, it will never happen, can't do it. But then I thought, things are going so bad now, I thought I could really make a difference. And so there's an open seat near Guilford County for Congress. I thought, you know what? If you're not in, you can't win.
Exactly.
So I went to that conference, some things happened when I was there that got me inspired to go for it. But I didn't know how to run for office. So luckily a friend of mine is involved in politics, and she kind of helped guide me with what to do and where to go. And so since last September, I've been going full bore campaigning for the U.S. Congress. Yeah.
Awesome. And so speak to us a little bit about the platform that you are going to be building your campaign on, or that you have been campaigning about.
Okay.
What is it exactly when voters come and they say, well, we're going to vote for Marvin, what is it that you stand for?
So I'll say the first thing is, my tagline for myself is constitutional conservative, right? So I'm running as a Republican. And so there's many things I'm working on, but three key things I talk about is, one, eliminating waste in Washington, right? And so the debt's up to 30 trillion, 30,000 billion. And so like I mentioned earlier, I've eliminated waste for years. I'm good at it, I'm excellent at it, using something called lean thinking. It's a way of identifying waste and eliminating waste in the process. So I did that for corporate America. So I told myself, if I go to Washington as a congressman, I can eliminate waste in Congress. And some people say they're going to do it, but they don't do it.
Yeah.
So if I'm there, I'm going to do it, right? I've done it with corporate America with the operators on the floor and also the executives. And so I can do the same thing with Congress. And so that's one thing. One, eliminate waste. Number two, we have to protect ourselves against our number one enemy, which is the Chinese Communist Party.
Yes.
And they're not militarily, but they're buying up all of our real estate, commercial and residential.
Yes.
They own several companies in America and several parts of companies, so they're just buying our country, and there's no restrictions on it. So that has to stop. Trump said it best. I believe in fair trade, not free trade.
Exactly.
I used to be a free trader back in the day, back in Bush days, but now I realize that was a bad economic policy. Fair trade is what we need with these communist dictatorship type countries.
Yes.
So one, support that. So one, eliminate waste. Two, stop the CCP, Chinese Communist Party. And three is, when I talk about Constitution, the Constitution is just developed to preserve liberty. Rights are part of it, but really liberty.
Yes.
And so we've given up following the Constitution, both parties. So I would be very hardcore on looking at the programs in the government, slowly repealing programs that don't add value to the American citizen.
Exactly.
And it's our money. And so I would be willing to fight for getting those programs eliminated, and then do what I would call value-added spending, where it really makes a difference for the American citizen.
And that's the better thing, because we need people there that actually represent the people.
Yeah.
Not just going there because we voted for them and then all of a sudden completely forgetting about why you're there in the first place. So tell us, how long have you been in North Carolina?
So I moved here, I'm originally from northern Minnesota, small town, up in the boondocks where the fish and the moose play.
Nice.
But I've been here since 1995, so 27 years in North Carolina. I love it down here. We call it God's country. You got mountains and ocean.
Yes.
The winters are awesome. I never complain about the weather here because it's so awesome.
It's been a little crazy lately, but
yeah, a little crazy, but when you wait a day, it's better.
It's better, yes.
So
definitely.
this is home for a long time now.
And are you pro-family, pro-life? I mean, you tell me, what are your values?
Oh yeah. So I'm definitely a strong Christian. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. Not afraid to talk about it. Not afraid to discuss it. But I'm definitely pro-life, pro-family. My mom and dad were married 50 years, and stuff.
Okay.
And had 3 brothers growing up. It was a great life. And I'm very strong about, there's souls to save. It's on my website. There's souls to save, right? It's human life at conception is when life starts.
That's right.
You can talk about it spiritually. You can talk about it just physically. There's no other option for me. And so I'm very staunch on that.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And another thing that we are pushing as Latinos, and remember, we represent Latinos in government.
Yeah.
And so what we're looking for is people that actually honor family, honor values, and honor freedom. Because lately, that in other countries we see it all over. We're seeing it. There's this tyranny that's going on to where, for example, Canada right now, what they're going through and how people are now standing up and realizing that they're going through a lot more than what they're needing to. Talk to me, how is it possible that people that we vote for that go to Washington, what exactly is it you think is going on that they get there and they just forget about the people?
So, a couple things. A good friend of mine mentioned this as well. I totally agree with them. If you don't have a strong faith in God when you go to Washington, there's a lot of pressure. Even with a strong faith in God, you're going to have a lot of pressure to bend, right? And so without that, there's struggles. So there's so much lobbyists going on, so much business going on, it's hard to keep the values. So one, like for myself, I thought, will I be able to resist the pressure for insider trading and all these backdoor deals? I tell myself I will. I'm sure everyone says they say they will, but then they get to Washington and they don't. And so one, you have to have a much stronger faith. But also, I'm a big fan of term limits. I believe too many terms there, you get too much power. If it applies to the president, 2 terms, why would it not apply to Congress?
Exactly.
But I do agree that if you're good at your job, you should keep your job. So that means they should stay longer. So that makes sense. But then, if you're a good president, why can't you stay longer? Because too much time there. The incumbents do have a distinct advantage, right? And so I think term limits would help.
Okay.
As well as just stronger faith to resist. Me personally, I want to go make a difference. If I serve 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, if I don't make it, I'm okay. I'll find a job. It's not my dream to be a politician.
Gotcha.
It's my dream to solve problems, and we have problems to solve.
Yes,
And
I
so
agree.
that's but I think that in term limits would be the right solution going forward.
And if anyone wants to get a hold of you and get more information, or they want you to go and speak, how could they get a hold of you?
So the best way would go to my website called Boguslawski4Congress.com. I know that's a very long tag, but it's all one string. Boguslawski4Congress.com. You can donate there. You can ask questions there, volunteer, and see my platform.
Okay, and I know that we're going to be soon in March planning on having him in Thomasville as a speaker. So we will be posting that in the events on republiclife.org. If you are interested, you can contact us as well on our form, or you can contact us directly through our Facebook as well. And we will get a hold of you, and any kind of information that we can give you, we would love to talk a little bit more about it. So thank you so much, Marvin, for being here tonight. You have been amazing. I wish you the best for this election, and I know that God is with us. Our country is blessed, and we love America, and we will always be proud to be Americans.
Great.
So y'all have a good night.
Thanks, Liz.
Take care.